Hello and welcome to today's video. In today's video, I'll be taking you through the CompXM exam. And at the moment, you're still in the beginning of the simulation. It's the year 2026. You can see we are Team Andrews. It's round one of the simulation. The year is 2026. So, first thing you need to know about the CompXM exam, it's very easy for you to score 980 out of 1,000, or even to score above 990 out of 1,000. All you need to do is to make better decisions so that you can be able to win this simulation. So first things first that you need to know, we need to go through the report before you make any of our decisions. But before that, just letting you know that we are offering tutoring services. So if you need help in the CompXM exam, feel free to contact us on the email in the description and I'll be able to respond to you as quickly as possible. So I'll take you through the report, which is called the CompXM Inquiry Report. So as I said earlier, at Team Andrews, you can see we had an ROS of 12.3% in the last year. We had sales of 163 million. We had EBIT of around 36 million, profits of around 20 million, and our contribution margin of 34.2%. Also, another thing that you need to know about this simulation is that we are normally focusing on profits. So we have already done the capsim. The capsim, remember, you need to have a strategy, invest in the earlier rounds or in the beginning of the simulation, and then now before you start making the profits. But for this, we just normally work on getting on profits. Profits will get you better marks in the simulation, in this CompXM exam. So first thing that you need to go through is the production information. And here you have a summary of your products. You have your products here. Abby is in the nano segment. We are being told that, and we sold 922 in the last round, and we have an inventory of 263. Alan is in the light segment. We sold 773, and we have an inventory of 215. Aft is in the thrift segment. We sold 1372, and we have an inventory of 757. Agep is in the core segment. We sold 1832, and we have an inventory of 44. Also, one thing that you need to know is you need to check your prices so that you can come up with better prices. So it's cool for you to go through the world report, compare yourself with other teams, like you have Baldwin, Chester, and Digby, and be able to see what they are doing, the prices that they are using, and also you need to note the number of products that they are selling so that you can compare with your team before you make the decisions. Next one, we need to go through each and every segment, which is actually the segment analysis. So we shall start with the thrift market segment, and here the customer buying criteria. Here customers expect a price between 14 to 26, and it has 55% importance. MTBF between 14 and 20,000, it has 20% importance. Ideal positioning between 6.2 for the performance, and the size 13.8, and it has 15% importance. And an ideal age of around 3, and it has 10% importance. The segment analysis, here the customer buying criteria, which gives you the expectations that customers have for a certain product in a certain segment. Second segment is the core segment, and here you have the core customer buying criteria, and here customers expect a price of between 20 to 32, it has 46% importance. An ideal age of 2, it has 20% importance. MTBF between 16 to 22,000, it has 18% importance. And performance of around 8.3 and size of 11.7, it has 16% importance. Next one is the nano segment, and now the nano segment is what customers expect. Performance around 10.2 and 7.8 for the size, and it has 35% importance. Pricing between 28 and 40, it has 27% importance. Ideal age of 1, it has 20% importance. MTBF between 18 and 24,000, it has 18% importance again. To the last segment, which is the light segment, here is what customers expect. An ideal age of 0, it has 34% importance. Pricing between 30 to 42, it has 24% importance. And performance of around 12.2, size of 9.8, 22% importance. And MTBF between 20 to 26,000, it has 20% importance. So after going through the report keenly, you have now to come back and be able to make decisions on your simulation. So we shall get back to the simulation and be able to make our decisions. So I normally like starting in the TQM side, and under the TQM we are going to invest 1,500 each. So the reason we're investing 1,500 each is because we want actually to get better decisions and full marks on this department. Remember that the TQM is always there to lower down on costs. That's the most important thing, or the most important impact that it has in the simulation. So it's mostly lowering and cutting down the costs. If you check the performance at the moment, you can see that after making those decisions on the TQM side, we have almost full mark. 2 out of 2, 2 out of 2, 1.8 out of 2, and 1.8 out of 2. And our score after making the TQM decision is 46.2 out of 80. Remember that this score needs to be around 80, like 70 plus. So stick here so that you can see how we are doing it. So we shall start with the R&D. And under the R&D, as I said earlier, we need to focus more on maximizing our profit. So because of that, I'm going to introduce 3 more products. So first one, I'll call it S. Second one, I'll call it Adam. And the third new product, I'll call it Apple. So these new products, S will sell as a cross product, Adam will sell in the nano segment, and Apple will sell in the light segment. So we need also to do the decisions for them. So MTBF for them, I'll give it 20,000 each for the MTBF. Sorry. And then we have now to make the decisions for the R&D part. So for Abby, after going quickly through the report, I'll give it 11.6 and a size of 6.7. For Alan, I'll give it 13.6 and a size of around 8.5. I won't touch the MTBF. For Aft, I'll give it around 6 and 14. For Agep, I'll give it around 9 and 11.1. For S, I'll give it 11 and 9. Sorry, 9. For Adam, I'll give it 10 and 8. And then lastly for Apple, I'll give it 12 and 10. So after doing that, I can recalculate so that we can see the new position in the perceptual map, and also we can be able to see the revision dates. So Abby will start selling on 11th June 2026, Alan on 22nd June. Almost all of them lie around June, and also you can see our age at revision date. Here you have the R&D costs that we are incurring. And here you have the perceptual map whereby you can see the positioning of the products in each and their respective segments. Down here you have the material cost, whereby you can compare the old and the new material cost, and then here you have the age profile. So that's all about the R&D. If you have any questions, you can email me and I'll be able to help you. Next is the marketing department. So when we talk of marketing, we are talking of 4 things: price, promo budget, sales budget, and also the forecast part. So for the pricing, again, after keenly going through the report, I decided to lower down our prices a little bit. So this first one, I'll sell it at around 36. Second one, I'll sell it around 38. That's Alan. Aft, I'll sell it at around 19. And lastly, Agep, I'll sell it at around 30. Then you can calculate. For the promo budget, we shall maximize and give them 2,000 each, so that we can be able to maximize on our marketing for the promo budget. Remember that when you talk of the promo budget, you're talking about increasing our customer awareness, and the sales budget, you're talking about increasing our customer accessibility, like how easy can customers access our products. So also for it, I'll give it 2,000 each. Then you can calculate. And then for the forecast part, we're going also to forecast based on what you sold in the last round. So for the first one, after keenly going through everything, I decided to give it 1,600. Second one, 1,600 again. Third one, 2,000. And then last one, 2,400. Then you can calculate. The new products are not yet mature. They'll mature in the next round so that we can be able to start selling them, and we need more profits from them. So here you have the gross revenue changing, the contribution margin, the sales, promo sales, and down here you have the revenue forecast, whereby you can see the revenue each and every product is generating into the company. Here you have the unit sales forecast, whereby you have the forecast that you have for your products. That's all about marketing. Next one is production. So for production, first of all, we are responding to what we forecasted. So 1,600 is our production. So we have an inventory of 263. So I'm only going to produce 1,400. For the second one, we have a unit sales forecast of 1,600. We have an inventory of 215. I'll also produce 1,400. Remember also we are trying to clear this inventory. 2,000, we have an inventory of 757 in the first round, and I'll be able now to produce 1,300. For the third one, I'll produce 2,400. We have an inventory of only 44. Then I can calculate that. The new products, again, we're not producing anything because we don't have the capacity. So onto it, under first shift capacity, we need to buy capacity for the new products. So for the new products, I'll be able to buy capacity for them of around 500 each. so I'll buy 500 each for the new products. And for the old products, this first one I can buy a capacity of 270, second one of around 280, third one of around 200, next one of around 200. And then also we need to buy automation. Remember that automation will help us in cutting down the costs. So actually the cost that I'm talking about is the material cost and the labor cost, so you need to buy more automation. So I'll just give this 4.5, this one also 4.5. I'll just add 0.5 for each, and then this one I'll give it 5.5. And then the last ones, again I'll buy automation of 3 for each. So the maximum investment is 59,760, so you need to spend up to something around there. So after calculating, you can see that we have spent 59,744, actually close to 59,760. So that's all about our production decision. We have bought new automation and also we have bought extra capacity for the product so that we can be able to produce more products for the next round. Next on is human resource. Now the human resource, we always talk about the two things, recruiting spend and the training hours. So for the recruiting spend, I'll give it 5,000, and for the training hours, I'll give it 80 hours. Recruiting spend again is the amount of money that's being used to recruit the new workers into the company, and the training hours is the amount of hours that's used to train the new workers into the company. Next on is now the finance decisions. So under finance, what do? We take a loan to finance our company activities. So we are going to take a loan of 14,700 so that you can be able to finance our company activities. And after taking that loan, you can see that our ending cash is at 10,337. And if you check our pro forma so that you can see our balance scorecard, you can see that our scorecard really looks good, 71.5 out of 80, which is a very, very good score for this particular round. So if you need such results from the beginning to the end of the simulation or to the end of the exam, just text me on the email of the description and I'll be able to help you get this type of scores. So thank you for your time. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I'll now be able just to update my decisions and then now move to the board queries and be able to do the questions. So thank you for your time. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe. Thank you.